thinking. Rickard starts at 4:22, outnumber as well.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing, because they would normally, if everything works out, he'll run it back half in 2 seconds. That would be a fight. All right. Wow. Okay.
Right, we move on into Super Street Bike, but next up, please, into the pairing lanes. Can I have FIA Top Methanol Dragster, please? FIA Top Methanol Dragster into the pairing lanes. All right, this could be class of the weekend.
Oh,
really could be.
They were at Easter. I mean, what you're looking at here, folks, is pretty much run what you brung, but on a street tyre, if you like. Turbos, nitrous, brilliant. Well, to a certain extent, throw whatever you want at it. And this is Nigel Barker out there. They're fast, they're furious, they're unbelievably quick. They run huge speeds, lapse times in the low sevens. And if you hear us screaming, it will be a record run.
Yeah, and the thing is that they run without wheelie bars and they run street tires. They do not run drag splits.
127.60 foot there.
That's a really good start.
780, good opener.
There's something actually came off of Nigel's bike. I can only think it's part of the bodywork or the paint, because I can see it glinting in the sunshine out there at around about 1,000 foot. We can see it clearly from here. I think that's why the marshals
our spotters have just spotted that as well.
Yeah, I know. It's we've got a nice shiny racetrack, but not for that reason. I think it's part of the paintwork.
Sponsored by the Chrome guys. So
yeah.
Leaves that one off.
They just got to go out there and
find...
It was
merchandise, probably.
That'll be a collectible item up there, I think. So, Peter Graneker from Germany, the two Graneker brothers, really strong contenders in Super Street Bike wherever they go in Europe. They do go all over the place. They go all the way over to well with the bikes, and
they've been to Malta.
Yeah, possibly. I think they may have even been there as well. So, well, we've got some Maltese guys coming up, and the Maltese guys are as stout as anybody. I tell you, they were down in the 7.1s at Easter.
No, this is good, and worth noting is that these guys come from all over Europe. It's such a good mix.
It's a huge field, and they're all very, very international. Well, Peter Graneker going upwards instead of forwards.
Yeah, some issues there. It's not going to be a record time on that one.
Still on
8.303.
177. That'll be a run. That'll be a run that may not get him in the show, but this is one of 3 scheduled runs, but depending on time, weather, all the rest of it, pressures, we may only get 2. We just have to wait and find out. It's going to be a hell of a day, whichever way it works out. So, next up, going to be Stefan Schmidt from Germany and Thomas Graneker, his brother, Peter's brother from Germany, in the Auto Glim lane. Now, Thomas has run down this bike down, I think, into around about the 7.4s. May have even been slightly quicker.
He's gone a lot quicker, actually.
Has he? At Easter, I think he might have even gone 7.2, actually.
Yeah, I think he did.
The trouble is they pick up the pace so regularly, it's difficult to keep track.
Yeah, it changes. All these PBs change pretty much every race. Well, bad. Now, the current ET record is 7.19, held by Mr.
That
Paulson.
Could go by this afternoon,
yeah. And also, Dave Holland has to speed at 206 miles an hour.
Well, not a quick launch for Peter Graneker. Thomas, sorry, my apologies, wrong pair. 7.99, 171 for Thomas, 8.39, 170 for Stefan Schmidt. And the way that we run these guys is that where they finished in the championship last year is where we end up running them as they've come out first of all. So I do believe, yep, Sandro Haldeman from Switzerland, the GXXR down there in the Auto Glim lane against the Bulldog Booster of Danny Cockrell. We missed Danny at Easter, I think because the bike was in bits, but he came out, made a few test hits back on Thursday, and if I know Dan, he'll be ready. That bike was the bike that Wayne Saunders ran nearly 200 miles an hour with a couple of years back. He went
He did do.
Oh, he did do. Sorry, I thought he went 199 a couple of times. But anyway, Danny Cockrell really enjoys racing in Super Street, does Dan?
.127.60 foot for Danny Cockrell.
If he can keep it away from the centre line, this will be a quick one, and it is 7.51, 103 miles an hour. Sandro Haldeman, 9.46 at 1.43, not slow, but when the other guy in the other lane is going 7.5 seconds at 1.90.
Yeah, so that would be the #1 qualifier then, and I assume this is runs the points list go out last, so we're probably going to see slowly but surely bettering on the ETs and the #1 qualifier.
Okay, next.
Well, this man can go extremely quick. Daniel from Hungary.
Yeah, Daniel Donat-Lentz from Hungary in the Auto Glim Lane up against Dennis Jung from Germany. Two of our foreign competitors. Well, foreign to us, not from where they come from, but we love having them here.
I hadn't thought of it that.
They're foreign to us.
Yeah. So I'm not a foreigner.
No, but your legs are.
Yeah,
right.
I know that. That's what they tell me.
Well, Daniel Lentz with a real nice launch. 790, 179 into the sevens with his first run of the weekend. Nice 958, 148 for Dennis Jung. Colin, we got about what we're going to do with this cake. It's going to melt in there, and there's no way we're going to eat it. What? Even you could not eat that. Seriously, man.
Oh, yeah. You guys got to stay up here. I'm done in
Do you think I'll get bulbed if I eat the red first?
Oh.
We'll see.
Anyway,
61.
our next pair, Eric Gruber, all the way from one of my favourite places in the world, in Austria, in the Alamo Lane against Mark Wells, the team at Mess Busa. Mark Wells is in the Auto Glim Lane. Eric has run down in the sevens just a few times. Eric's over 60 as well.
We need to see 60 footers below 130. They're going to be up there to take the #1 spot. Not going to happen. Lots of smoke for Mark Wells leaving the line. It's quite a balance to get this right.
842, 173 for Eric Gruber. 870, 191. Big old speed for Mark Wells, but not the time to match. That's the first car or bike I think we've seen break traction off the start line.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks easy when these guys do it, but it's such a balance of power versus, you know, not hitting the clutch too hard.
And the difficult thing when it comes to eliminations is you want to run as quick as absolutely as quick as you need to, but you don't want to beat yourself, and that's always the tough thing to do. So Rich Hulme, Mega Shed, Alamo Lane, world's quickest makeup artist, Gemma Venables down here in your Auto Glim Lane. That's seriously what she does for a living. Do you know that? She's Gemma Venables is she's a very, very good makeup artist, and she's a hell of a bike rider as well.
21 years old. And 139 for her doing 60 footer is going to hit the finish line for 778.
#2 spot for the moment, 185 miles an hour for Gemma, 906, 135 for Richard Hahn. We've still got lots more of them to go, so don't go anywhere. Dad Steve has just sprinted back over there.
Right. Okay, shutting them down. Oh, I got to pick some stuff off the track.
And we'll pick some cake up off the counter.
Yeah,
steady.
Why are you guys drawing?
Okay, someone...
Right, okay, that was a shut off for that bike. Okay, I don't know who that was. That was Mogens Land, actually, was it? Who has some issue in the burnout.
No idea. We unfortunately, sadly, we don't have a Perspex towel. We can do it sometimes. Dave Holland, the man who, like you said, Pippi, he had a fantastic event this 1 year ago, won the race, set the record for speed, 206 miles an hour, holds the European record.
He did a really interesting thing over the winter. He went over to run E85 fuel, and that obviously puts that bike in a completely different tune. So he doesn't really expect to pull any magic numbers. That was cute. That was
beautifully
really
controlled.
Neat. Yeah, and then put it in the next gear and you black striping it. 746, great.
And then
#1 qualifier.
Yeah, you can be quick and spectacular.
Woo. Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
but you got that thinking about buildings earlier.
No, moose bumps. Yeah. All right, get out of here now.
We won't go over that conversation.
And you really changed the conversation quick when we came to high heels.
Yeah,
I remember that. All right. That was really good. And, it's interesting. He really hot numbers, and then he runs 746 #1 qualifier. That was Dave Holland, then obviously. All right, look for Ujo.
Okay, Luke Ferrugia was the guy that really stood out. One of the guys that stood out. One of many that stood out at Easter, actually. 17, I think, was bike belonged to Simon Gordmania on his own in the Alamo Lane for the moment. He's still got a few more to go.
Good.
Actually, I was thinking, I'm trying to remember which with the Maltese guys it was that went 7-1. I think it was Luke.
No, I think he said 17, but he didn't
17, okay.
Remember?
136, 6-footer drifting out toward the center.
Bringing it back in very expertly. Look at that,
Boom.
straight down the centre line, 797. He must be getting old. He needs his line to see where he's going. 175. And yeah, these bikes can run substantially quicker than that. I mean, this is their first, don't forget, this is their first hit of the weekend. For a lot of them, they will get quicker as the day moves on.
Well, not only that, we've got 13 bikes that have gone down. We've got 21 booked in, so we are going to get a bump spot straight away today.
Oh no, that was Morgan's Lund underneath us with the problem, I think. Yeah, they're not entirely sure what the trouble is. Morgan's, I don't know whether it's actually split something or what's gone on down there, but whatever it is pretty bad.
It's not good. He's one of the guys coming from up Scandinavia.
Yep, from Denmark.
From Denmark, yes, and he's a regular competitor here.
Yeah, he comes over here for all the, well, as many races as he can, obviously.
He's got the number 3 plate on there, which says a lot about a quality rider and tuner. All right, Pete Field in the Alma lane.
Now, this is a man that can go extremely
Now, this is what
quick.
I'd love to know about the combinations in these bikes, because some of them you see with the turbos, and I'm guessing, educated guess, on the front of those are intercoolers to cool the turbos. Is that about where it is? Yeah.
So they would be running on gasoline then.
Yeah, so that
I would assume.
I guess so.
Not really. I got to learn these guys or know these guys a little bit more, but that would be a good indicator. If you're running on methanol, you really don't need that much of intercooler.
Whoa, pulling the wheel up through 1,000 foot as well. Pete Field.
780. 780.
As we say for most Super Street riders, get that man a straitjacket. Right. Okay. Steve Venables, perennial #1 man. This is a brand new bike that was stuck in America when we were racing here at Easter. Did you know the reason why, Pippi?
No.
Brand new bike, built from the ground up. Every part and piece allocated for or accounted for, and American Customs wanted the chassis number because it was a bike.
All right.
And it didn't have
and they wouldn't let it out the country due to paperwork.
Yeah, sure.
But obviously Steve solved that problem.
I think they got a punch and just put the 001 lane.
151 60-footer is not going to do it.
I think the top end's going to be quite fast though.
784, 167.
That's a new bike for Steve as well, don't forget. So definitely learning it a little. Yeah, well,
who said I wouldn't get out of the electric chair to run one of those bikes? Who said that? That was about
not
top
me.
fuel bikes. At least, yeah. Right.
Yeah, I think, well, it's either that, it could be electrocuted or ride one of those. I don't know. Okay. I think we're just having a bit of a clean-up underneath us. We can't see.
No, I think, this is concerning because that means that Morgan's probably split the case, and that would be very, very bad news for him and for us. So, all right. We're running solo bikes then in the
yeah, well, we've got a few more Super Streeters to go, and then by the looks of it, well, I can see MSA Pro Mod at the head of the lanes actually.
Oh, so it's one car down for a rerun.
Ah,
okay.
Robert.
Yeah.
Any timing malfunction, something like that maybe? Sorry, okay. That's one car then. Apologies, Colin. Not getting ahead of myself there. Right, so Sean Bookgeig from Malta. We got a bump spot of 958. Expect that to come downwards quite quickly.
Right. I'm rusty. I mean, I haven't done a race for a long time. I was going 758. It's pretty cool.
You're rusty. I'm Daryl. Nice to meet you.
There you go. Right. No. Okay. It's gonna get short pretty quick here. Oh, it's going to get short on that one for sure. Look at this. Do we have the new #1 qualifier?
Keep it off the wall.
There you go. Excellent. Congratulations. Sean to the #1 spot all the way from Malta. Excellent. Okay, good.
That would have been quicker if he kept his feet on the pegs and got into...
He was trying to sort of go... Get away,
yeah, he was trying to get it back. He was feeling it was going towards the wall, and he just wanted to stay a bit more centered. 182 miles an hour, 7.3. That's a very, very good effort.
That was a nice job of driving it. Nice of a riding that was. You know, like you said, wouldn't get out of the electric chair to ride one. How much guts, or whatever you want to call it, does it take to try and keep steering the bike away from the wall? It's trying to hunt the wall at nearly 200 miles an hour, and you're still on the throttle trying to keep it off. It's just unreal. Anyway. Gary Bowe, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet from up there, up north of England, in the Alamo Lane, won the championship last year. Boy, was he happy. Now, he was consistent last year. This year, he's been consistent and very quick as well.
Let's see, 122 60-footers, the quickest one yet. 128. That's good.
He's pulling the wheel up out there at half track, still going.
Pull it back in, and there he goes. 7506. That would move him up into number 3 spot.
Oh, you folks at 1,000 foot are getting to see probably the best view in all of bike racing at the moment. Those guys going through at about 180 miles an hour on one wheel, trying to keep it down at the moment. And the thing is, as well, is what we've got to explain is the way the turbos work on these bikes. A lot of them, the boost is timed to come in at certain points on the racetrack. So. It doesn't look like
the gears as well.
So, so it doesn't look like the rider's done anything, and yet the front wheel keeps coming higher and higher off the ground. And you know, it's a judgment call as to whether you know, they keep going or not.
Right, last bike then. This is Graham Bouchin.
Not seeing this, or did we see that?
No, no.
Graham Bouchin coming up here. He's got carries to number 6. Number 6 in the championship.
Well, he's got 7:30 to beat to go into the number 1 spot. More than capable of doing it. This man's been 7.2s on a regular basis. I think he's dipped to the 7.1s. Regular 200-mile-an-hour runner as well. 127, 60 foot, but he's arrow straight.
A very good start. Yeah, that's going to make a difference.
This could be a number 1. 742 goes in at number 2.
All right, good. Congratulations. All right. That was the end of that session. Don't miss the next one because it's going to get
waiting for the